161, Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, I finally get to make a North Division Finals prediction video. As I'm recording this, the Maple Leafs just lost to the Canadiens in Game 7 when they had a 3-1 series lead to set up your North Division Finals, which will go down with Winnipeg taking on Montreal. Now I'm going to go over my predictions right after I go over the semifinals and kind of go over how we got to this place before I give you my prediction. So if you've been following my predictions, if you've been keeping track, and keep in mind I'm only keeping track of teams. I know I say game number, but that's just a number in my mind. I'm a perfect 6-0, but not anymore. This is the part where I crash this video and bring us back to reality. Make it feel more like my predictions. This is the only division I went 0-2 on. So I'm 6-2 overall, which isn't bad. I'm still quite happy with how my predictions are at this point, but I'm 6-2. This could be the start where I go down, or this could be the part where I just keep the pace. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I'm getting completely off track. How did we get here? Well, Winnipeg swept the Oilers in 4. And as I mentioned, Montreal took out the Leafs in 7. Where do you want to start? Let's start with the Oilers. They were shut right down. Shut right down. 3 of those last games went to overtime. Some multiple overtimes. McDavid was a non-factor. Draisaitl was a non-factor. Mike Smith, for all intents and purposes, was playing pretty good. And not to knock the defense like I always do, but the defense really wasn't doing much to bail him out. But that's Edmonton. I mean, as an Edmontonian, I kind of feel like I can vouch for how this team is. It's all hype, no follow through. Segue. Now, Leafs fans, I'm not trying to pour salt on the wound here, but I wasn't even a glimmer of light in my parents' eyes in 1967. My dad wasn't even 10 years old. Just so you know. Yeah, I know, 67 is a long time. That's 55 years. But in true Maple Leafs style hockey, you know, as soon as I'm glad Tavares is okay. For starters, I'm glad Tavares is okay. And I thought, after they went up 3-1, they had it. Everybody thought they went up 3-1, they had it. And then everybody knew when it went 3-2, it was over. It was over. I mean, they say they're playing for their captain, and that should have been the momentum enough. You know, at best, Tavares was done till at least the Cup Finals, if not the entire playoffs. And they fell short. They couldn't play for their captain anymore. And they lost to Montreal. In their history, Montreal-Toronto history, this is only their second Game 7. They're the 2 oldest teams in the league. This is only their second Game 7 in history. Either way, for everything that changes, a lot stays the same, and, well, Montreal took full advantage of a shift in momentum when they had it. Not so much after the Tavares hit, but definitely after Game 6. Till next year. Toronto, I guess. So now that we're to the prediction part. This is Canada's 1 in 4 chance of winning the Stanley Cup. No pressure. They just haven't won a cup as a country since '93. No pressure. Winnipeg. Let's start with Winnipeg. Your top 3 in scoring: Wheeler, Scheifele, and Connor. It's Wheeler, obviously. The way Wheeler's been playing, the way Scheifele's been playing, the way Connor's been playing, Morrissey, Pionk, Ehlers. I can go down the list. They're all standing on their head. Hellebuck is pulling out all the stops. So Winnipeg is definitely not one you want to sneeze at. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. A part of me would love to see Winnipeg make it to at least the Cup final. But I'm not going to think that far ahead of myself. They're coming in well rested. Well rested. I think they've been out for at least a week. So guarantee there's a couple days of R&R, a couple of days of drills and practices and all that stuff. So they're ready. I guarantee they're ready. For Montreal, your top three in scoring: Tyler Toffoli, Suzuki, and Corey Perry. Yeah, Corey Perry. It's hard not to think of Perry as like a Brad Marchand type figure, but I think at the same time, Perry's definitely not the pest he used to be. Not to say that I'm downplaying him. I mean, that series against Toronto had Perry written all over it. But outside that, Stahl's catching fire. Kokaniemi, clutch when you need him to be, right? But Josh Anderson, not so much. Gallagher's only got 1 point. Caulfield, hopefully he's your breakout, because I think Montreal's definitely going to need some kind of a breakout. Overall, like I said, Winnipeg's well rested. They've had the time. Montreal's coming off 7 games that, in retrospect, shouldn't have even been them, but we're not going to go that field anyway. My overall prediction: Winnipeg in 5. That's right, I'm calling it. Says 161. Chess Hockey Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're right here. You've made it. We're helping each other out. I'm giving you my prediction. You're giving me your time. Fair trade, right? But since you're here, complete that journey. Hit that like button. There's a red button. You know what to do with that. We want to get to 100, and subscribing makes you feel good. So let's do that up. All my socials are in the description down below. Moving forward, well, since it's going to be, actually, no, it's not going to be that far in between predictions because they're starting to announce the award nominees. So those are coming. At the same time, I'm immersing in that book of mine that I've got all my ideas in. I've got about 3 more episodes written that aren't this season related, so there's that. But either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Data.